Hey, hi all. Welcome back. Today I want to discuss with you a simple project and also a tool which will help you enable to build simple Chrome extensions without again the knowledge of coding, right? So I still remember the days where I used to sit and code Chrome extension, and it used to be incredibly tough, right? As a PM to pull those kind of projects off, right? So today we have a lot of interesting tools which will help us to do this in a couple of minutes and help you to do it without much knowledge about coding, right? So that being said, let me give you context about how I came to this idea. And similarly, you could also solve some of your problems, right, using these kind of tools, right? So what you see on the screen is essentially this tool called FrameShift, which I developed, which is essentially Chrome extension. So it's very simple, right? So as product managers, we get to work on different kind of things throughout the day, which means that there's a lot of context switching happens, and you can't obviously focus on one task, right? So what really helps me in that point of time is this technique called Pomodoro. Pomodoro again, if you Google, you get to know, right? It was developed by let's ask, right? Who developed Pomodoro, right? So you get it right. Like Pomodoro was developed by Francis Cirillo in 1986. He was basically a university student at that point of time. For doing focused work, he developed this uh, technique, right? So it's nothing but it's a timer. Uh, like typically you are working like 25 minutes blocks. So the timer works at 25-minute block. So you can set a timer, start your work. After 25 minutes, it rings a bell and then you take a small break and then come back to work, right? So it helps basically to focus on your job without again context switching and not getting pulled into multiple things, right? So that's the first part of this project. Uh, Basically a cute Pomodoro timer right in front of your screen, right? Second aspect of this project is basically something which I called a mental model code. So while working on different projects, right, as PMs, we get stuck in thinking loops, right? Like you get with a particular way of thinking and you are not able to move forward, right? And you always think that, hey, like, if there is a senior who could come and tap on your back and introduce a mental model to you, you probably would get through that situation, right? So this is a common thing that happens, and most of the times, which I realize when I stuck in a particular way of thinking, I kind of look at a mental model, or maybe go and have a conversation with somebody, right, to get through that situation, right? So there's a easier way, again, as a replica to that senior, when you open a new tab, you get a fresh mental model to refresh your thoughts, right? That's the idea from which this came in. So that is also another thing which I did in project, where you show that mental model right in front of you. And let's say you're working on something, you see that mental model, you get to think differently on that, right? Very simple thought process. So these are the two different ideas. And I call it frame shift because it just changes your frame of thinking, right? And helps you to navigate and flows flawlessly, right? So that's the idea. Now, in order to develop this, right, I have written a small uh, description about the project. So basically, whatever I explained, I just wrote it down, and I kind of wrote a little bit about how I want the design. So this is a design inspiration I have. A very minimalistic design, like an Apple way of UI UX. Uh, I've used gradients to like kind of make it bit pop out and stuff like that. I wrote a small description of it and I added some of the mental model lists also under different categories, right? So this is a description of the project. These are like all the mental models which I would randomly show. right? So you could see this. Now what I do is I copy paste this, and I'm gonna use a tool, right, essentially to do this, right, and the tool would suggest me what to do, like so. I'm gonna take yeah, these are some of the mental models that I pulled off on internet. I'm gonna say, hey, help me develop this Chrome extension, package it into files, and tell me what to do next. Yeah, I just copy pasted it and just gonna run this. And I'm on a free plan of Claude. So yeah, you could also use the free plan, right? So yeah, you can see the entire code being created in front of you, right? So meanwhile, this is being explained. I'll probably show you one other thing, right? So beyond using these kind of tools directly, you could also probably uh, go to GitHub, right? Like GitHub, I'll just show you like how I did it, right? Like you can just pull off a project. So this is again the same project. I have put it on the uh, GitHub. So you can just pull off a new project. You could create a new project here, right? You could create a new repository, put that, and from here you could start the project, right? And then probably use something like a Claude to run this, right? So again, this is something which I would probably go in depth in another video, but let's focus back on the Chrome extension, right? So yeah, you can see that this is being written. Um, yeah, the entire thing is being written. Yeah, so the scripts are being written, the styles are being created, the manifest.json is being created, right? So yeah, everything is being created. Yeah, like sometimes on the free plans you get to hit these kind of roadblocks, right? So yeah, I just continued it. Yeah, it's creating some of the SVG files also. All right. So yeah, I mean the icon file side for the whole stuff, right? Is writing readme.md also, right? So yeah, Claude is the reason I'll just give a context about why I chose Claude, right? So Claude is great for coding stuff. So which is why I kind of use Claude. There are other tools also, but Claude is one of the best, right? So yeah, it has written a readme file also, like how do you test the extension, right? So hey, go to how can you can submit to the web store. All these things are also written here, right? So basic thing for you to probably to check this is go to Chrome/extensions, enable the developer mode. I'll show you that, and then just uh, upload it, right? Then it starts working, right? So yeah, I think the file, everything is there. Yeah, Apple inspired minimalist and scientific screen on metal cores in modern like arc based with 25 progress segment or based to all the complete mental moderation response to the design time of functionality everything. So let me ask it to package it into a folder. Package it into a folder. I can download, right? So it's very easy, right? Yeah, so Claude doesn't basically can do it. So I'll just show you how you can. Yeah, you can just download it. So if you use ChatGPT, you can even do this whole process where you can download the file also. So earlier I had used ChatGPT also, but yeah, if for the interest of time, let me let me just look at this, right? Like so. Yeah, so let me just show you how to do this. Again, I didn't want to waste time. So go to Chrome extensions, click on this load and pack. You will see a bunch of files. It looks something like this, where you could see all the files, right? Like so, just upload this, select the folder, upload this, and voila, it would look something like this, right? So the entire Chrome extension is done in a couple of minutes. So basically, you can also upload it to the GitHub uh, and use something like Cursor in order to further work on this, right? Like so, Cursor is basically a tool where again you can talk to the agent in order to make the updates. I'll do a detailed video on this later, but there's also another way where you could probably quickly update things, right? So if you look at the different files here, right? So it has a ding.mp3, which is a file which rings bell when the timer is done. There are manifest.json, models.json, codes.json, script.js, style.css, all these files, um, which would help you to run this pipeline. So you could say like within couple of minutes, I pulled off a Chrome extension, which otherwise would have taken hours to build, right? All my developer friends would relate to that. So yeah, that's it for today. Please try this out. I would put the GitHub link also in the description for you to download and get going on like within a couple of minutes as well, right? But otherwise, it's pretty simple. Just put the prompt, say what you want. Claude will give you all the files you want. Just packages, use Chrome extension, this URL, and upload it, right? That's it. So that's it for today. Until next time, see you.